Hello and welcome to this short talk on clinical sciences. So my name's Dr Pip Garner and I'm a lecturer in anatomy and physiology and also one of the admissions tutors for this course. So let me introduce you to our course. So this is a 4-year programme that comprises of a foundation year, if that's appropriate for you to take this, and then a 3-year BSc. So we at Clinical Sciences, we've been through an exciting time over the last couple of years in that we've got a chance to review our programme and we've actually updated it and improved it starting from 2021, starting with our first year of our BSc, and then for next year we're looking at rolling that out for the foundation year and the other years. So that's really exciting for us because here you can see I've said that we've got 4 main themes. We actually managed to review these, look at these, and actually add in some things as well, because clinical sciences, it is set within modern healthcare, modern science, modern research, and also modern healthcare, and both of those things move very, very quickly, and particularly at the moment, you know, both of them are taking a very global stage. So we've also managed to add lots of that into our degree programme as well. So we say that we've got a science theme. So for example, a lot of that is anatomy and physiology focused. That's not just because I've decided that's what we're going to do, because obviously that's my specialism. But if you think about what anatomy and physiology is, they are the structure and function of the human body. And if you're wanting to think about what's gone wrong with a person when they're sick, and we're trying to fix that, then you need to know the structure and the function if you're going to make them better. We also look at things like pharmacology. So you know, someone is poorly, we can use drugs to try and fix that. But it's not just knowing about what's the appropriate kind of medicine, but we also look about, okay, how are we getting that medicine into someone and what's going to happen to it when it goes in the body? Where's it going to go? How's it going to be broken down if it is so? And how are we going to get rid of it out of our body as well? So there's lots of that science, as well as thinking about things like genetics, and molecular medicine and things like that, that's also very, very relevant right now. Health. So if you want to make someone healthy, you've got to know what health means to an individual, and that will be different from one person to another. Also, you know, we have a fabulous healthcare system. How does that work? How's that structured? How do healthcare professionals and patients and service users function within that structure? And also, what's the legality and the ethics that function within that structure as well? So you see, you can begin to see some of the USPs of our programme. You know, we are fairly unique in the fact that we concentrate on the science, but also we bring in this health side of things as well, because the two have to marry up in modern healthcare. We also look at entrepreneurship, and this is one of our new themes that we've brought in. Bradford's a very entrepreneurial university, and we know that a lot of our students are involved in business in some way. But you can marry the two together. There is a lot of entrepreneurship that can take place within a clinical science setting. And we also like to look at personal development, because, you know, you're not just here to spend 3 or 4 years having a really good time and then you don't know where else to go. You know, we are developing you as a person to know more about yourself, to develop those skills, allow you to see what those skills are. You want to be competitive in the graduate market, whether or not you're going on to do further study or whether it's straight into to start an exciting career. You know, you want to know that you have the skills and you can sell those skills. So personal development's a really big key for us. What you can see are these pictures on this right hand side. So these are some of our brilliant facilities that we have at Bradford. So this is our anatomy resource centre. Now it looks pretty bare at the moment on the shelves. However, that's because for legality reasons I can't actually show you the pictures of the real human specimens that we have in the background on these shelves, but we have lots of hands-on specimens, and we also are quite big in things like anatomy. So you can see our digital autopsy table there, and also this is our anatomage table, and we can use this remotely, as well as having, it essentially looks like a great big tablet, great big sort of 6-7 foot long tablet that students can also use to get that hands-on anatomy experience. Okay, so we get asked, you know, what's an example week? So I've put together a timetable. This is just an example to kind of talk you through the kind of things that you might be doing. It says foundation year, but to be fair, this is pretty representative of what it might be all the way through the 4 years. So the blue boxes with L's, these are lectures. You might have lectures in the morning and then you might do a related workshop in the afternoon, for example. We then might have some lab practicals the next day working on those essential lab skills. But again, all our labs also have that sort of medical clinical focus. More lectures. This FB means feedback. So you might be working on an independent study project, for example, but you'll be working alongside an academic tutor. So you may have handed in a draft piece of work and that will be your opportunity to get some feedback from your tutor to help you. This PATS means personal academic tutorials. So all our students have a personal tutor and they will help guide them in things academic, but also pastoral, and help signpost sources for help or opportunities, for example. You might then have a skills-based tutorial slightly after that. Wednesday afternoons for our students are left free for things like societies. So you might want to take advantage of some of the amazing societies that we have going on, whether that's something like ClinSoc, which is associated with our programme, or some of the sports or other social activities that are going on. I've put this volunteering on Thursday morning. As all healthcare things, you need to be involved in volunteering experiences or work experiences, or paid employment as well might be what you choose to do. So you might find a gap in your timetable to be able to do that. You then might have something like anatomy, followed by some more lectures on the Friday, and this SL is stage leader. So one of the lessons we've learned from working remotely the last year is that our students have close contact, regular contact with their stage leader, and they'll help them through things like when deadlines are coming up and other pieces of work and important information, and again, opportunities. So this is just an example of what our students might be doing. It is full. We make no apologies for that. This is, it's a very diverse course and you have lots of hands-on contact time as well. We are an accepted popular route into UK medical schools. We have a partnership with Sheffield Medical School that I'm about to talk you through, or whether that's something like graduate entry medicine, or whether it's another medical school that we're not in partnership with but does recognise the foundation year, for example. So our Sheffield partnership, so this is a separate application at the end of the academic year. This is at the end of our foundation year and the end of our stage 1 of our BSc. Now you have to meet the academic criteria, you have to meet the UCAT threshold, and you have to meet at least 2 of the Sheffield Winding participation criteria to be eligible for this partnership. But we do have students every year who are successful being eligible and then going through their application process and being offered a place on their medical programme. And it opens up a wide range of careers in postgraduate studies. So medicine is the biggest destination for our postgrads. So about 30 to 50% of our graduates not only apply to do graduate entry medicine, but are successful in getting into that programme. I've been working with Shannon and Alex, so 2 of our alumni now. They've recently started on graduate medicine programmes, and they said they've been really, really surprised, actually. They knew how good that programme was, but they didn't know how good it was until they got onto the programme. And they're talking with their peers, and their peers I know Shannon said that they're particularly quite envious as to the experiences that they now have, because we've got the science side of things, but we've also got the health side of things. We teach you to reflect, and all those elements as well that go with our programme have really been an asset on those courses. We have people going on to other health-related careers like dentistry, pharmacy. Physician's associates is getting to be a really popular destination for our students as well. We do offer that at Bradford, so you can have a look at what that is. That is a postgraduate programme, so you need a first degree. Also things like teaching, MSc, PhD. So about 60% of our students will be doing something in terms of further study. The other almost 40%, so something to take away from this is our graduates are very employable and they don't struggle to find opportunities. As you can see from this slide, there are a lot of them. I'm not going to go through all of them. You can steal the slide if you want and have a look, but just realise that there's a lot of opportunities open for you. One of our big employers is going to be the NHS, but these are managerial and professional jobs as well, not just healthcare, not just patient fronting positions. Also things like the pharmaceutical industry. We also have some non-healthcare related destinations that our students are choosing now. So for example, out of my third year dissertation project students this year, one of them is off into the civil service and one of them is off into accountancy. And again, they're finding that they have some really strong transferable skills from the programme that's helped that, not only for them being successful in what are very competitive application processes, but they have the confidence that they have the skills that mean that they're going to thrive in these environments going forward. Okay, so thank you very much. That's our programme in a nutshell, our foundation year and our 3-year BSc. Thank you for listening. Obviously, if you want to know what you need to do to get onto the foundation year or the BSc, there's plenty more information on our web pages to have a look at. Okay, thank you very much.